Baruch Hashem, we are getting ready to Yom Kippur. We already spoke about Rosh Hashanah, and actually we did start to speak about Yom Kippur, but afterwards we found out there was a couple of points that we missed. We jumped over, so let's go over that with the help of Hashem. So we're starting in Shulchan Aruch, in Siman. Where is it? Yom Kippur. Yeah. Taf Reish Daled. Tered. You know what is tered? Tered is spinach.
We're just learning about it right now. Don't tell me.
So we're talking about in this siman about eating like before Yom Kippur. So maybe that's a hint that it's good to eat spinach before Yom Kippur, right? ברוך השם. Says the Shulchan Aruch mitzvah לאכול בערב יום כיפורים להרבות בסעודה. There's a special mitzvah, special inyan to eat as much as you can ערב יום כיפור. Okay? Well, he didn't say as much as you can. He said להרבות בסעודה. To make like extra eating, more than a regular day. Yeah? Even though it's a weekday, we're eating more. Yeah? ואסור להתענות בו, אפילו תענית חלום. Okay, so there's a whole discussion about if somebody made a vow to fast in that day, or if somebody have a very good reason to fast in that day, that he had a bad dream, so there's Tanit Chalom. But we're not going to discuss it because we're not doing vows, and I don't know, maybe I met someone that did like Tanit Chalom once, but it's something that is not common, so what is the thing about eating ערב יום כיפור? משנה עושה, דכתיב עיניתם את נפשותיכם בתשעה לחודש בערב. Right? It says in the Torah that you're doing the affliction of the fast of Yom Kippur in the night, yeah, in the night before, the day before, בתשעה לחודש, 9th, right? היה לכתוב, בתשעה לחודש בערב, תנו את נפשותיכם עד הערב. Right? You should say from before until the next day. כן, מדכתיב עיניתם בתשעה לחודש, משהו משנו בתשעה. So if he tells us that you have to do the fast in the 9th, so it sounds like we need to make another fast. We need to like do double day fast, right? The 9th and the 10th. How can it be? We know it's not like that. Okay? So what is the teaching that Chazal is teaching us? That somebody that is eating in the 9th, it will be counted for him as if he is fasting also in the 9th and also in the 10th. So we have a day in the year that we're eating, and that makes it as if we are fasting. Yeah? Wonderful. You're getting 2 in the price of 1. You're fasting 1 day and you're getting 2 days. Right? And then it's the Mishnah Berurah says, לפום צערא אגרא. כן? רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לתת שכר בעד האכילה כאילו איתנו, שאינו דומה מצווה שיש בו צער, כמו שאמרו, פום צערא, אלא ש... כן? So Hashem wanted to give special reward for Am Yisrael, extra day of fasting, and because loves us so much, he gave us this extra way to get another day of fasting. You eat and you get reward as if we were fasting. Okay? Now, there is people, that they are fasting not because it's a mitzvah. They're fasting because health. They want to get more skinny, whatever, to bring down the level of the cholesterol, all kinds of different things, right? So if somebody is fasting just because he's healthy, yeah, he's not getting rewarded, right? Someone that is commanded to do something is getting rewarded for that. So when we have the possibility of eating one day, and then right away when the time comes of Yom Kippur, stop eating and start fasting, so then we're showing that the fasting is really for Hashem's sake. It's not because of health and diet and all kinds of other things. Right? So this is a way to prove our point that we're doing it for the right the right reasons, which is to get connected with Hashem, to do the mitzvot, and that's what we want. We want to. It's not about showing off, but we want to prove our connection with Hashem. Yeah. Okay. Now, סעיף ב' says, אין נופלים על פניהם בערב יום הכיפורים. We don't have נטיפילת המים. That's a little bit of a hard one, because we do a lot of fasting, a lot of praying, tachanun, right? Vidu, you spoke about it previously, last week. But here we say, אין נופלים על פניהם. We don't do נפילת אפיים. Why we don't do נפילת אפיים? So the Mishnah Berurah says, נוהגים לעשותו קצת כמו יום טוב. So even though we do extra prayer and vidui, but because it has a certain special quality, like we said, that you have to eat extra and so on, so it's like a little bit of a Yom Tov. It's not a regular day. Yeah? So because it's not a regular day, we don't do Nefilat Apayim. Okay. Now we have to see that there is a distinction between Vidui, Ashamnu Bagadnu, and between Nefilat Apayim. Nefilat Apayim is when we go like, yeah? There's different ways how to do Nefilat Apayim. We have to do a special class about it one time because many people, they don't know it. But anyhow, we'll leave it for another time. But the point is that even though there is video, it doesn't mean that it must be also with Nefilat Apayim. So that's the point. We do the video, we don't do the Nefilat Apayim. Okay? And then the Rama is adding, אין אומרים למנצח, מזמור לתודה. Okay, so there is customs of different things to skip, because it's a little bit like a Yom Tov, right? יש מקומות שנוהגים להרבות בסליחות, הכל לפי מנהג. עניין אמירת אבינו מלכנו בערב יום כיפור, יש מחלוקת בין האחרונים, מנהג עירי שלא לאמרו. Okay, so there is different customs about what to say, what not to say, and specifically by the Ashkenazim, so there is like different customs within the different congregations, even in time the Rama, how much more so nowadays. Okay, now in the next siman, Taf Reish Hey, I always look for remazim in the different simanim of the Shulchan Aruch. So Taf Reish Hey is like Torah, just missing the Vav, right? And the subject matter of Taf Reish Hey is Kapparot. Okay? So I can say a little like a chidush that like the idea of the Kapparot is to bring on the Vav into the Taf Reish Hey to make it Torah. No, yeah, there's some people that they might think they might do the Kapparot and they think that it's some kind of a voodoo, al worship kind of a thing, right? So if you do it right, if you do the Kapparot right, it should make the connection. It should be according to the Torah. It's not something that is, There's a whole discussion about in the Bet Yosef, the Rabbi Yosef Karo, let's see. The Shulchan Aruch says, מה שנוהגים לעשות כפרה בערב יום כיפור, לשחוט תרנגולת, כל בן זכר ולומר עליו פסוקים, יש למנוע מנהג. Yeah, Rabbi Yosef Karo, he didn't like this custom of the Kapparot. He said, יש למנוע מנהג. It's not in the Bet Yosef, he says that it's דרכי מורי, like the nations that were in the Eretz Israel before Yeshua brought Am Yisrael back. So there are all kinds of different customs, voodoo, witchcraft, whatever it is, al worshipping. And we have a whole set of halachot about things that we shouldn't do because it's the Amori. So when Rabbi Yosef Karo, he says about the Kapparot, it's the Amori, it's very serious, right? Very serious. But comes along the Rama and says, יש מהניגונים שכתבו מנהג זה, וכן כתבו אותו רבים מן האחרונים, וכן נוהגים בכל מדינות אלו, ואין לשנות, כי הוא מנהג ותיקין. Okay? So the Rama right away is saying, no, this is an old custom, we do that, everybody does it, it's brought down in the Geonim, in the previous generations. Yeah, the Geonim is before the Rishonim. All the Shulchan Aruch is based on the Rishonim. The Geonim is the generation before that. So, Minhag Vatikin, you cannot say that it's like the Amori. not proper. There was a big rabbi that had it. And anyhow, the Mishnah Berurah also brings the Arizal. It's one of the places in the Mishnah Berurah that he brings the Arizal, and he says that that was the custom of the Arizal. Yeah. Okay, I don't see it right now in the Mishnah Berurah, but anyhow, I'll say over the minhag of the Arizal about Kapparot is that each person need to have his own chicken for the Kapparot. Yeah. So if it is a man, he should have a rooster. If it is a lady, she should have a, how do you say? Chicken. Chicken is a female. Yeah, fine. So a lady have a chicken, men have a rooster, and if it is a woman that she's pregnant, according to the Arizal, she should have 3 chickens. Why? Because 1 for her, and 2, 1 male and 1 female, because maybe it's a male, maybe it's a female inside of the womb. Yeah. So if it is a pregnant woman, it's 3 chickens. Anyhow, we're already discussing it, so I think I already said it, but I'll say it over again. There is a difficulty in the practical aspect of that. Yeah. Many people, they want to do the custom, but they don't have a way to buy chickens, because today we don't have like farms all over the place that you can just go to the farm or go to the marketplace and buy chickens. There's all kinds of rules and regulations. You can't take chickens and kill them, and there's the animals' rights and all kinds of different things, and it becomes to be like a very, very big issue of like what to do practically. You want to do the right thing, you want to do the Kapparot, but it's not so simple to do the right thing anymore. Okay. So if somebody is able to do the Kapparot right, and you have a place to buy chickens, and you have the place to do, someone that knows halachot shchita to do the shchita in the right way, and so on, and to clean them and to kosher them and so on and so forth, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's good. Yeah, it's a custom of the Arizal. According to Kabbalah, definitely it's good. But the reality is that most of the people today, they are not in that position. Yeah, I don't know like about the different people where they are, different like countries, what's the rules, but in Eretz Israel, at least, according to the rules, you can't just take a chicken and kill it yourself. You have to go in certain places, whatever. It's a big thing, and somebody is doing that, he is risking himself with a big fine. To get a fine in Yom Kippur, it's not such a fun. So, so what is the second best? So there is many people that they do with money. They give, it's called Pidyon Kapparot. Instead of doing the Kapparot, they're giving the worth of how much it would have cost them to buy a chicken and to pay for the shochet, whatever it is, and they give that for tzedakah. Yeah, and I do that also with the help of Hashem to raise some money for the different projects that I'm doing in my yeshiva. So I have a whole package that includes also the Pidyon Nefesh, also the Kapparot, also the Hatarat Nedarim, all together with online course for all of those days of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And Bezrat Hashem, I hope that people will take the advantage of that, and Bezrat Hashem, I'm sure it will bring a lot of blessings to whoever will be there. And I put the link in this video, so please use it and share it, and Bezrat Hashem, it will bring all the people that will be part of that good things, good blessings. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, going back to the halacha, the Mishnah Berurah is emphasizing the problematic issue of doing those kapparot, because if you say everybody, all of Am Israel, now in the middle of the night, before in Erev Yom Kippur, yeah, go out from your houses, take chickens in your hands, go to the house of the shochet. So you can imagine yourself like this poor shochet is standing in his house. You have a pile of chickens. He's already exhausted after like shechting from midnight until dawn, and there's a line of people going that wants to go in. It's not so simple. Yeah, it's not so simple to do it right, like I said before. So the Mishnah Berurah is also emphasizing that they in their times they didn't have flashlight, or so it will be with a flame of a fire, whatever it is. you can imagine the problematic issues that can occur with that people are getting too tired and they're not checking the knife properly in the shchita or whatever. So it all goes back to the same point that I said, that to do it right, it's not so simple. But again, if somebody have the way to do it, good. Baruch Hashem. Now, when we're doing it with chicken, so we take the chicken and we say, Ze chalafati, ze kapparati, right? This is instead of myself, if I should have died this year, so this chicken will die instead of me. That's basically the idea of a kapparot, right? That we're switching the death that it comes comes to the person, will come to the bird. Okay. Now, by the way, it's brought down in the Gemara or Geonim? Maybe it's Geonim. One of the Geonim, there was a custom that they used to do kapparot with plants, to make like some plant to grow, and then to do the kapparot with the plant, and then to throw the plant with the pottery on the wall, something like that. And there is something about fish that he had sometime. But anyhow, the custom of the Arizal is with chicken, so it became to be like the known custom is with the chicken. Now, when someone is doing it with money, he can do the same thing with money, yeah. To take the money and to say like that will be kapparati, chalafati, and so on. All the prayer that is said with the kapparot can be also with the money. Okay, somebody that he wants to do it with he wants to give the money as a digital transfer. So how can he do it? He's taking the computer and he's doing it with the computer or the phone above his head. Anyhow, the idea that it's not. No one says that you have to wave something above your head. Okay, it is a custom, but it's not. That's not the main point. The main point is that someone will give from himself outside. Yeah. So our nature, the Yetzirah, is very, very self-centered, and we want everything to come to us, to grab everything, to hold everything to ourselves. And the message is that we need to open our hands and let go. And yeah, that's basically the kapparot. So to do the chickens in their times and to give it to poor people that without that they wouldn't have what to eat in Erev Yom Kippur, in their times it was very, very relevant. It was very needed. Today, if you try to give a chicken with feathers to a poor man, he will throw it back at you. He doesn't want it. So anyhow, times are different. Now, and then the Rama says, "Nagul letet kapparot la'aniyim u'levdotan memamon shenotim la'aniyim." Right. So the Rama himself, he brings this custom of giving money instead of the chickens. ויש מקומות שנוהגים ללך על הקברות ולהרבות בצדקה, והכל מנהג יפה, right? So there is also a custom of going to the graveyards in Erev Yom Kippur and Erev Yom Rosh Hashanah. And according to the Arizal, you have to know if somebody wants to go to graveyard, you have to do it, you have to be careful about to go in the right time, in the day, to go to mikveh, before, after, it's a whole thing. You're welcome to join.
After.
Okay.
What, you go to the mikvah before and after?
According to my tradition from the Kabbalist yeshiva, yes, to go to mikveh before and after going to Kvarim, yeah.
Well, what does it do before?
Before you want to get rid of something that is connected with you, okay. Negative things that are connected with you, and after you want to get rid of something that got connected with you when you were there. Basically,
because it's something.
There is impurity in graveyards. It's not the it's not the joke. It's not without a reason that the Kohen and the Nazir don't go to graveyards, right? So there is a benefit if somebody have a grave of a righteous person that he can go to pray. It's good. There is a benefit of that, but it's not something that is like that should be treated like light-headed. Okay, I'm bored. I have like half an hour, so I'll go to the next door graveyard and something serious. You have to prepare yourself for that and so on. Anyhow, by the way, the Ramchal have a special prayer for like on the graveyard in Erev Rosh Hashanah and Erev Yom Kippur. The Ramchal, besides of his books, he wrote many, many prayers. So that's two of these prayers. Anyhow, we got to Taf Reish Vav. Okay, שיפייס אדם חברו בערב יום כיפורים. So one of the most important things that we have to do before Yom Kippur and within Yom Kippur and after Yom Kippur and all our life is to please our friends. Yeah, it's very, very important. People think that they have all kinds of reasons to keep grudge and to be angry, and I don't want to ask his forgiveness. You have to ask me for forgiveness. All kinds of different things like that. This is something that is very, very wrong, and if we don't do that all year long, so at least to do it for Yom Kippur, right? So what is the, let's read the Shulchan Aruch here. עבירות שבין אדם לחברו, אין יום הכיפורים מכפר עד שיפייסנו. אפילו לא יקניתו בדברים, צריך לפייסו. Okay, so there is sins that are between Adam Lamakom, there is sins that is between a man and his friend. So whatever is between us and Hashem, Ben Adam Lamakom, so that's Yom Kippur is taking care of that. We have to do tshuva in Yom Kippur, obviously, but Yom Kippur is cleaning, right? Now, by the way, the word kapara, people don't know. I translate it as atonement, but there is a meaning in Hebrew that is cleaning. Yeah, cleaning. Kapara is like to, yeah, yechaper is to clean. Anyhow, so Yom Kippur is mechaper, is cleaning us. But Yom Kippur doesn't help for sins between a man and his friend. So those sins between a man and his friend, we have to take care of separately. How? To ask for forgiveness. Yeah. Obviously, there is a big stumbling block here, which is our pride. It's very hard to put our pride down and to go and to ask for forgiveness. But in Erev Yom Kippur, it's easier. There's a siyata d'shmaya. Okay? Now, the Mishnah Berurah says, yeah, לפייסו, נכון שילך בעצמו אליו, לא ישלח תחילה אמצעי שירצה לקבל הפיוסים. אם קשר אליו ללכת בעצמו תחילה, שיודע שיותר קרוב הפיוס על ידי איש אמצעי שיתווך ביניהם, יכול לעשות על ידי אמצעי. Okay, so if there is someone that I need to ask him for forgiveness, what is the right way to do that? Says the Mishnah Berurah, I have to go myself. It's not right that I will send someone else to ask my friend that he will forgive me. If I know that this neighbor that I need to ask him for forgiveness, there's a good chance that if I will come myself, he will get more angry. And if I will send someone else, maybe it will be easier for him to get pleased and to forgive me. So then I have a reason to send someone else. But there is a nature of people that they don't want to put themselves down, so they're sending someone else. That's wrong. That's wrong. If the reason is because for you, so then you should go yourself. You should work on your character, put your pride aside, and go to your neighbor to ask for forgiveness. But if it is because you know that it will be easier for the other side to receive the forgiveness that you're asking, that he will forgive you, so then there is a good reason to send someone else, so it is a possibility. And if you need to give him some present, that he will, to help him, to encourage him to forgive you, it's also a possibility, yeah? It's also a possibility. If you understand that that's what is needed, it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. Somebody told me once, he said, I don't remember what was the case, but he said, do you really forgive me? I said, yeah, I told you that I forgive you. He said, look, I don't want to come back to this world reincarnation just for that. I want to make sure that it's closed. So I said, it's closed, no problem. And I don't really remember the case, but I'm just saying, it is a true point. If there is someone that you need to ask for forgiveness because you did something to him, you did damage, you owe him money, and if you can pay him the money, pay him the money. But if you ask him forgiveness, and he's forgiving you in full heart, so then it erases that debt. And somebody that have debts and he didn't erase them, so he might come back reincarnation just for that, just because he owe 5 shekels, to spend like another 80 years in this world and going back to the you know, how it's called, the diapers and materna and all of that, just for a few shekels, not worth it, right?
So, another question. When you ask for forgiveness, can you buy forgiveness? So I say, hey, I have a shekel for you. I'll give you a shekel if you forgive me. So once he accepts this, you're for sure, he's accepting for sure the forgiveness. You make sure that he's actually...
If he's really forgiving in that, when he's receiving that check of yours.
He's taking the money means that he's actually forgiving.
No, I don't think it works this way. I don't think it works this way. If that's the, let's say like this. Just for example, yeah. Let's say I owe you $1,000 because I damaged you in $1,000 worth, yeah. And you suspect that I will not give you the money, and now I'm coming to you and I'm telling you, look, I'll give you 100 shekels, forgive me.
I'll still pay you.
So yeah. So you think to yourself, well, I better take these 100 shekels because otherwise I won't get anything. But you don't really forgive for the rest of the money. You want to have the rest of the money. You're just taking the money because you think, oh, well, that's what he can afford himself now. So I better take that because before he's spending also that, and I won't have anything, right?
But that's a meal for forgiving something that you shouldn't have forgiven.
Again, there is.
You're making a contract of accepting 100 for 1,000.
It's not. It might be that there is something to that. I'm not saying that it's off the wall. Yeah, there is something to that, but it's not right. That's not the right thing to do. Okay, so John Roa, Shavua Tov, is asking, what about if he cannot see his friend, and he wants to ask forgiveness, and he cannot see his friend? So obviously today we have like all those phones and computers, emails, all kinds of different things that you can ask forgiveness with. So use whatever you have, right? And Bezrat Hashem, when you'll get to see him, so then you can ask again. It's not just a check mark. I did my obligation. I asked forgiveness. So you do whatever you can now, and Bezrat Hashem, when you see your friend, so then you can do it again. If you don't have the email, you don't have a phone number, you don't have anything, you don't have a way to contact him. You don't know. Let's say somebody remembers, oh, when I was a child, I stole a chocolate from this shop, but now, like, where can I find this owner of the shop? Where can I want to ask him for forgiveness, but I don't know his name, I don't know where to find him, right? Okay, so that's something, so that's something that it's a difficult point what to do. I got an advice from someone about similar situation. One of the first rabbis I had for Kabbalah, Rav Dror Giladi. So he told me, you do something for Zikuy Rabim and you give the merit to this person. Yeah? Let's say you owe some money to someone and you don't know where it is, you don't know where to find him. So you take, let's say you buy some books and you give them to people and you say the merit of these books that I'm giving is for this person that I owe him money. So then, after you're 120, you come to heaven, you have someone that is coming to you and he's saying, look, I got this credit for this mitzvah that I didn't do. You did the mitzvah, you gave me the credit. Tell him, yes, because I owe you money, I didn't know where to find you, so I gave you that. So for him, now in the world of truth, obviously, it's much worth it to have the benefit, to have the mitzvah of whatever it is that you did, right? Much more than those few shekels that you owed him. So, again, that's only if you don't find the person. If you have a person that you can give him back the money that you owe him, so you have to give it the money that you owe him, or the object that you need to give him back. But in a case that you can't find him, that's a possibility.
Do you ask for forgiveness for failing somebody's expectations? Somebody expected something from you.
Somebody expected
some hope for you of you doing certain things.
Well, you definitely can ask for forgiveness, but I wouldn't say that you have to ask for forgiveness for you failed his expectations. In Hebrew, expectations is tzipiyot. So in my house, I made a casual saying that we saying all the time, like one to another. ציפיות is also pillow covers. So we say ציפיות זה רק לכריות. The expectations, the ציפיות is only for the pillows. Don't have expectations one from another, because we are destined to fail expectations. That's one of the given of life. Anyhow, yeah. If it is someone like your parents that you know that you need to take in account their expectations, so that's one thing. Also, that depends what is the expectations, yeah. But if it is someone that it's not relevant, whatever he is expecting, yeah, I don't know. Whatever, it depends on the case. Those things, each case is separately. You have to look in every case and see what is the right way to relate to that. Okay, so let's go back to the Shulchan Aruch. What do you do when you go to ask for forgiveness and the guy doesn't want to forgive? He says, "No, I don't forgive you. You hurt me, you damaged me, you did this, you did that. I don't want to forgive." What do you do? So the Shulchan Aruch says, יחזור וילך פעם שנייה ושלישית, ובכל פעם ייקח עמו 3 אנשים. You have to go again, and you have to bring with you 3 people. Yeah? You have to bring with you 3 people that will be witnesses. What's the reason? What is the reason? אם אינו מתפייס ב3 פעמים, אינו זקוק לו. After you did it 3 times, that's it. You don't have to go back. And the Rama says, מי הוא יאמר אחר כך לפני 10 שביקש ממנו מחילה. To say in front of 10 people that you ask for forgiveness from this person. Now, the Mishnah Berurah is adding, אם רצה לפייסו יותר, רשאי. אין שם ביזיון התורה. So if you want to go again more than 3 times, you can. You don't have to stop after 3 times. 3 times is the minimum, your obligation. You tried 3 times, he didn't receive, okay. You can let it go. But if it's important for you, so it's important, so go ahead, do it more than 3 times. Then it says, the Shulchan Aruch says, אם הוא רבות צריך ללך לו כמה פעמים עד שיתפייס. And the Rama is adding, והמוכר לא יהיה אכזרי מלמחול. So you have, there's a difference. If it is your rabbi, you have to go again and again until he will forgive you. If he's not forgiving you, so probably there's a good reason why he's not forgiving you. He sees that he's not with a full heart maybe, or something like that. He wants to have you that you will really, whatever it is, squeeze the juice out a little bit more. Anyhow, the point is, if it is someone that there is special importance, special quality of the relationship, so then it's definitely worth it, and you need to go more than 3 times. And the Rama is adding that the one that is getting the request to forgive, he shouldn't be cruel and to say, "I don't forgive." Maybe he still feel hurt, maybe he still feel that the damage, the loss, whatever it is, but he should have mercy and forgive. Yeah? And we have to know, it's a very important point, that במידה שאדם מודד, בה מודדים לו. Yeah? What does it mean? It means the same measurement that the person is measuring for others, that's the measurement that Hashem is measuring for him. So when you forgive others, Hashem forgives you. Yeah? So you want to turn on the system of forgiveness, right? For Yom Kippur, what is the best way to do that? That you will forgive others. And when you forgive everybody, right? Like we say every night in the Rabbanu Shel Olam before we say in Kriyat Shema Lamita, when we forgive everybody, so that's the best way to have it, that everything will be forgiven to us as well. The Hashem will forgive to us, right? So this is a very, very important point that we have to remember. And as much as we will forgive to others, definitely we will have better life. And there is many people that they are suffering a lot because they're keeping grudge and they feel they're hurt, and it's people that they feel hurt. They have a very difficult life until they let go and forgive. It's very difficult. Anyhow, we should do Bezrat Hashem maybe a whole class on that, on forgiveness. It's a very important point. Now, אם לא שמכוון לטובת המבקש מחילה. Right? What is the one different case of what we said that the person have to forgive is when he knows that the other person didn't do the right thing yet. Yeah? Let's say, for example, that's a obviously very rough example, but let's say somebody stole my car. Baruch Hashem, I don't have a car. But somebody stole my car. And he's driving my car and is coming to me and is asking to forgive him. And he's driving my car. I shouldn't forgive him. You're driving my car. Give him back my car. Then ask for forgiveness. Well, like, what kind of a I made it like it's not happening, those things, but I'm just saying, something like that, there's a reason you tell the guy, look, you have to do the right thing. The right thing says, Ve'shiv et hagzila asher gazal. If you steal something, you have to give back whatever you stole. Then you can ask for forgiveness for the time that it was gone, whatever it is. That's true. Yeah. Then there is then I will forgive. Anyhow, it's not simple. There's a lot of details in that, and many cases, many nuances, and every case is different. And the Mishnah Berurah is making the point that I was saying before. Kol ha'ma'avir al midotav ma'avirim lo al kol psha'av. Okay, very important sentence. Kol ha'ma'avir al midotav. Anyone that is pushing his character more than what he's used to. Yeah, I'm not sure how to translate it. Ma'avir al midotav. He have a certain measurement, and he's doing extra, more than the normal. Yeah, so then Hashem is forgiving all of his sins. It's Chazal. Okay? ואם הוא לא ירצה למחול, גם לא ימחלו לו. Somebody that he says, no, I don't want to forgive. So from heaven they tell him, okay, you're not forgiving, so we will not forgive you. Chas v'shalom. And what does it mean, טובת המבקש? The example that I gave, the Mishnah Berurah have it in another point. כדי שיהיה נכנע ליבו הערל ולא ירגיל בכך. בכל מקום נרעד מליבו, צריך להסיר השנאה ממנו, אחרי שבאמת ביקש מחילה. Okay? So there is two points here. Let's say somebody is coming to me and is saying, please forgive me that I offended you. Yeah? So in my heart, I should forgive him completely. I shouldn't keep grudge from the beginning, but if I still had something in my heart, I should let go of it. But it might be that I should tell him, look, what you did was not right, and the fact that you're asking forgiveness is a good start, but it's not enough. I want you to accept on yourself not to do it again, something like that. So that's something that makes sense. If I see that the person is not ready to change his ways, yeah, he wants to do his obligation, so he's coming to ask for forgiveness. So I can tell him, look, okay, it's good that you came, but we need to speak. It's not just like that. Okay, forgiveness, magic, finished. You go home and everything is okay. No, you have to take it seriously. You have to take responsibility for your actions. So if it is in that way of like helping the person to grow from wherever he was doing a mistake, so that's a reason to stay on the point and not to be too quick to give the forgiveness and to let him go. It's very, very difficult. There's so many nuances here. We were discussing last week about the point of you shouldn't say something that will cause someone to be amazed, to do something purposely. Yeah. So if you're telling someone something like that, and he's not ready to receive it, he's not ready to hear it, and instead of taking that, he will get upset and he will start to curse or whatever it is. So obviously you shouldn't say something like that, right? You put a stumbling block in front of a blind man like that. Yeah. So you have to know like what is the person like, where he's holding. If he's able to hear, so then there's a reason to say that. But if he's not if he's not ready to hear, so you say, okay, I forgive you, everything is okay, go back home, forget about it. anyhow, Hashem will help us to do the right thing with those things and to treat ourselves and the people around us in the right way. It's a very, very big thing, and Bezrat Hashem, Hashem will help us to know how to do that. Now, another difficult one. What do you do if the person you have to ask him forgiveness is dead? He's not around anymore, right? So the Shulchan Aruch says, אם מת אשר חטא לו, מביא 10 בני אדם ומעמידם על קברו ואומר חטאתי לאלוקי ישראל ולפלוני זה שחטאתי לו. ונהגו לבקש מחילה ערב יום כיפור. So, okay, so the custom, the Shulchan Aruch says, to collect 10 people to come with you to the grave of the person, to stand next to the grave and to say, I have sinned to Hashem and I have sinned to this person that is buried here and I'm asking for forgiveness. Yeah, that's the custom that it's brought down here. Let's see if the Mishnah Berurah says something. Okay. Wow. Now that's a difficult one. What about if somebody called his friend, neighbor, whatever it is, bastard? Yeah, mamzel. So then he offended the parents of the person, not except of the person himself. He offended the parents of the person. So what do? Yeah, you have to go to the. You don't know where's the graves of the person. It's a big thing, right? So he says. So the Mishnah Berurah says, "Tzarich lilech al kivram." You have to go to the graves. And there is different views about what to do in a case like that. But obviously we have to understand that those things, it becomes to be very complicated. Yeah, if it's one person, so that's one thing. But when someone is making like offense to many people, like for example, let's say this community, they are all cheaters, phonies, balonies, all kinds of things. Yeah, so he offended the whole community now. So now you have to go to ask for like all of the people from the community. He doesn't even know them. He was just saying because he heard something wrong, he accepted Lashon Hara. So things like that become to be very, very complicated. Those things are very, it's things that are happening. Unfortunately, it's a very, very bad, but it's things that are very practical and it happens a lot. Okay, and that's Now by the way, with that, the Shulchan Aruch says, תקנת קדמוננו וחרם שלא להוציא שם רע על המתים. Okay, there is a takana not to speak bad about people that passed away. Okay, there is exceptions, people that did like very, very famous big sins and they caused other people to make sins, so then it's exception. But generally, people that they're not known to be wicked people, and someone will say now, this person, before he died, he did this, he did that, all kinds of different things. That's wrong. When I was learning Shchita with Rabbi Ramati here in the Old City, so I heard from him, there's two parashiyot, Achrei Mot, and the next parasha is Kedoshim. So he said, Achrei Mot, after someone died, Kedoshim, you say he was holy, he was Kadosh. You don't go to dig like all the skeletons from his closet. It's not right. He already passed away. Let him go on his way. Whatever Tikunim that he need to do, Hashem will take care of it. You don't have to push yourself into that. Okay. One.
Wow.
Yeah, it's again there is exceptions, but usually for normal people that are, someone that was normal, he was not like a special righteous, special wicked, whatever, just person. He did whatever he did. So not to speak bad about people that passed away. אוקיי, ד' יכול לטבול וללכוד מתי שירצה, רק שיהיה קודם הלילה, אינו מברך על התפילה. אינו צריך לטבול רק פעם אחת, בלא וידוי, משום קרי, והוא הדין דהטלת תתקבין גנה ממהני. מי שמת לא מת, בין ראש שנה ליום כיפורים, מותר לרחוץ ולטבול יום כיפורים. יום כיפורים מבטלה לשבעה. Okay, so going back to what we were discussing last week about the custom of receiving symbolic clashes and Amitot Bedin and going to the mikveh, all of those things, Erev Yom Kippur. So there's no specific time, says the Shulchan Aruch, the Rama says, no specific time for that. You can do that all day long, just to do it before the night, because after night you can't go to the mikveh, obviously, right? Okay. And by the way, again, there's many people that are asking again and again what to do in this year that many mikvahot are closed. People cannot go to the mikveh. So for a lady, I don't have an answer. Just have to go to the mikveh. So if it's not the regular like mikveh in the city, so it can be to the ocean, to the river. There's many laws of mikvahot. I'm not getting into that right now. But for a man that wants to go to the mikveh for Yom Kippur or whatever it is, Shabbat, so if it's not possible to go to the mikveh, the next best thing is to go to pour on himself tet kabin, which is about 12 liters, something like that, and also after that to wash the hands 40 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 10 on each hand like that, let's say again, and then 10 on the right hand, 10 on the left hand. With if somebody is involved with the Kabbalistic meditation, so it's the meditation of the name of Ab. Okay, I gave a class on that. It's on the YouTube channel, whoever wants to watch. And Baruch Hashem, we got to where we started last week, the class of Yom Kippur. And we spoke about the Vidui, and we spoke about the Sudam of Seket, and lighting on the candles. And Bezrat Hashem, tomorrow we will start with Taf Reish Yud Aleph. No, we did that as well. Okay. Okay, so Bezrat Hashem, we will continue tomorrow. For the meantime, thank you very much. Blessings and success from Yerushalayim, from Har Zion.